Miriam, it's good to connect with you. Thank you for hopping on that call. Thank you for letting me steal a few minutes out of your busy day so we can talk a little bit about our collaborationship, the program, and your progress so far. So yeah, thanks for hopping on.
Always. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. Yes. So let's dive right into it. Maybe very, very briefly, just give like a quick introduction of yourself, what you do, what you help your clients with, etc.
Hi, I'm Miriam. I'm a holistic nutrition coach and I focus on women's health. I help my clients to achieve a relationship with food that feels free, that is balanced without any restrictions, and finally feel good in their body.
Awesome. I loved it. I loved it niche. Yeah, I love what you do. So maybe let's start at the beginning. Before we started working together, what were your biggest struggles, your biggest issues, or what made you feel stuck?
Well, mainly I didn't know what I'm doing. Because while I always was very confident in the work that I'm doing, all of it around it, so everything that has to do with social media, I basically just jumped into cold waters. And for the first months that I did it just by myself, I just felt lost. I was putting in a lot of effort and a lot of work, but I couldn't see any results. So it started to feel very frustrating, in a way that even affected my work and my confidence in my work. So I was like, if I'm not good at that, am I really good at what I'm doing? So it started to affect my overall work, which was really frustrating because it's part of the game. You got to do social media, and I really needed help in that sense.
Yeah, I got it. It can be, it sometimes can feel like two different pair of shoes. Like one is the coaching aspect, but then the other one is really everything around it that comes with the passion of coaching as well. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. What made you then decide to start a collaboration or start working with me?
Mainly because I realized how much it was in influencing and affecting my confidence. Because as I said, while I was still very confident in the work that I'm doing, the results that I'm getting, it was still in that niche. It's you gotta like constantly find new clients and work on that. And I really needed a strategy and a way of working with social media that is not taking all of my time out of my day. So I can't focus on anything else anymore. So I came to a point where I was like, I coach and teach my clients that it's okay to reach out for help when there's things that you can't figure out yourself. So I got to do that for myself and find and get help that is helping me with the parts of my business that I just feel very stuck with.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. I always feel like as a coach, if we tell our clients that you need a coach for a specific area in your life where you're not the expert in, then we as the coach also should live by our word basically, and get help where in areas where where we are not the expert in.
100%. And as a starting entrepreneur, it feels and it anyway it feels like you have to do it all by yourself, and at the beginning you're taking on so many different roles, and while it's really cool to learn new things and dive into these different roles, and it's what makes the work exciting as well, it's also very much needed to get help in certain things that need professionalism that you just can't provide yourself because it's not your business, it's not your niche, it's not what you're focusing on.
100%. Amazing. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. How would you describe our collaboration? And please be honest and direct. Obviously, how would you describe our collaboration, the way of work to someone that doesn't know it?
What I love about the way that we work together and what I appreciate most is the pace and the time. Because while your platform and all the information that is out there and that you provide is structured and has a specific way of doing things and in a specific order, whenever I didn't feel completely aligned with that order at this point because I was at a different point in my business, in my way of doing things. I could always check in and tell you, hey, this doesn't really talk to me right now. Is there anything that we could twist and turn, start at a different point, finish at a different point? So it works for me, because for me personally, when I know that we all need to deal with things that might not be our biggest interest, but when things get a bit too techy and theoretical and I'm not 100% in it, then I tend to just let it go. And whenever I felt that way, I could check in with you and share with you honestly how I feel about certain things. And you immediately would come up with a solution, be like, no worries, we put that aside and we look at this or that pillar first, because I feel that's more important for you at this point. And then coming back to the other thing, it would then make that other part that wasn't quite aligning with me at this point and stage, we came back to it and then it felt more aligned, and I was actually excited to get into these things then. I love also all of the different resources that you provide, because I'm, for example, someone that prefers reading things and being able to take notes and cross out things and and then there's also the videos, which probably there's a lot of people that learn better with videos. And while it's important to accumulate the knowledge from all of the pillars that you offer, I really love that you can find what works for you best in the way that you want to learn. And yeah, there's so much diversity in how your program is made, in addition with the personal coaching that we do and the catch-ins and talks that we have, that just complement it all.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. That was one big thing that was important for me, because obviously the strategy is very different for everyone, but some things are the same. So it's like striking a balance between having a standardized process that is guaranteed to work because it has worked for others, but then still have the flexibility to adjust it to every person, every business, and every niche individually. Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. What are some of the some wins from a business perspective, but also for you personally, that you feel like things that have improved since we started working together?
I would say personality wise, a big thing is mindset. And it's, I think, something that new entrepreneurs, business owners, starters, and we all deal with it at the beginning to different levels. And I knew before that I can be pretty hard on myself, but when it comes to that business mindset, I just didn't have the tools before I started working with you. Because while there is specific tools for mindset work in like a personal development kind of style, there's different tools for the business mindset that you need. And while I very much love that in my niche and with my clients, I can be a very friendly, warm, and open coach, and I don't have to be a specific way that I am not. It's also obviously very important to have that business mindset, because at the end of the day, obviously we want to sell our stuff, and we all need to make money. So I think mostly, and the biggest part that I benefited personal wise is the whole mindset thing. And then obviously business wise, I mean, I finally have a strategy. I finally know what I'm doing. And it doesn't always mean that things immediately take off, which then again is a mindset kind of thing, and kind of like goes hand in hand with what I said before, is like learning how to be patient in a business perspective and trying out different things. But the biggest thing for me is that I don't feel lost. I know what I'm doing. I have a strategy. I have worksheets and videos and all of that to go back to sometimes maybe rewire things that aren't quite working at the beginning and find new ways of doing them. But I know what to return to. I know the structure. I don't just sit down on my laptop and feel like I put in an immense amount of time and not getting out anything. So having a structure and a plan in what to do is the biggest thing for me business wise, in combination obviously with the growth that I made on my social media platform.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. I feel like the mindset thing is very important because a lot of people or coaches underestimate it. And I like what you said about like, even if things don't take off immediately, because I think that's a very important aspect that I quickly want to double click on from a marketing perspective, because you hear and you see the ads all over the place on the internet, like make 200K in 2 weeks and you don't have to do anything. And then people obviously get hooked on that idea because it sounds very enticing, but no sustainable coaching business is built that way. And then they are disappointed and they get scammed, they feel frustrated, and then they don't find the right coaches because they got burned from the wrong coaches. So yeah, I love that you brought that out as well. And the mindset thing is something that I want to focus on in my collaboration a lot as well, because especially for new entrepreneurs, as you said already, I think a lot comes back or comes down to the mindset. And obviously with my background in business psychology and psychology, I feel like I want to combine that in a way that we grow professionally, but also personally, because that I think is needed in order to really scale exponentially.
Yeah, and I remember, especially in our first calls that we have, the one sentence stuck with me, and this kind of became like a mantra for me, is you gotta try things out. You have to try new things. You have to keep on trying. And just because A or B didn't work doesn't mean that there's not out there what works for you. But if you don't try it, you won't find it out. So whenever I'm cringing or holding back because something is new, I haven't done it before, whatever it might be, it's kind of like almost your voice popping up in my head being like, you have to try it out. Try it once, try it twice, try it 3 times. If it doesn't work, we come back to it and see what we can change, but you gotta try it first.
I love that. Amazing. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Miriam. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but maybe to wrap it up, what could you say to someone that is kind of like on the fence of, yeah, thinking of working with me, but not sure, like, what would you say to someone like that?
I guess what I already said is, and because you specifically do work with coaches, I would say to people, think of what you coach, because we all coach different topics, obviously different niches, and we have different approaches, but it all comes down to, if you need help in a specific area, go get help. Do it. Reach out. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And there's nothing wrong also with putting money into your business that is going to make your business better and grow. You have to do it all at once and all at the same time and all by yourself at the beginning anyway. So if there is this specific part that you feel stuck with, go get help. Do it. Don't think too much about, is it gonna pay off? I need to do it myself. What if? Well, I can tell you, what if it actually works and it helps you out a lot? It makes things way easier. So don't hesitate, and don't fall for what you mentioned before, the make 20K in a month, blah, 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 blah. But go for people that help, coaches like you that are honest enough to tell you, we will need to do work, but if we try things out, we will find what works for you.
Amazing. Miriam, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for taking out some minutes of your busy day to jump on this call and talk about our collaboration. And I can't wait to see you continue to crush it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.